The learned orator gestured to indicate a pumpkin and said, "To put it in a nutshell, that's when I woke up with a start, and then I did something daring. I took out a pod from my pocket. I ate the nut inside, and then I marched onto the dais. And while the learned orator was still giving his speech, I stuffed him in that empty pod, and putting the pod in my pocket, I came out." The funny thing was that the spectators didn't notice anything. They continued to look at the dais as if the speech was still on. After exiting the auditorium, with my pocket knife, I dug a small hole in the garden in front of my house. I buried the pod in it, and then, dusting off my hands, I began to walk. This may have caused some suffocation to the orator, but if one is habitual of making long speeches, one should be ready to bear with such occasional discomfort. This is the beginning of a short story titled "To Tell the Truth" by Gangadhar Gadgil. Today, in the 42nd episode of Granthayatra, we are going to discuss the stories in the collection Gangadhar Gadgil's Short Stories. A warm welcome to all the viewers. Gadgil was born in Mumbai in the year 1923. He obtained his master's degree in economics, politics and history from Wilson College in Mumbai. He later worked as a professor in Poddar, Sydenham and Ruparel colleges in Mumbai at various times. He then became the principal of Narsi Monji College. He was also an advisor to business companies such as Aptes and Walchand. Gadgil began writing while he was still studying in college. His first short story, Priya and the Cat, was published in the prestigious magazine Wangmay Shobha in 1941. Several collections of his short stories were published between 1948 and 1957 and established the era of modern Marathi short story. This collection of his select short stories was published in 1958. Although he wrote nearly 200 short stories, his writing was never limited to a set structure. The variety of his subjects and the variations in the form of writing are impressive. In addition to short stories, Gadgil wrote novels, plays, humor, books for children, and literary criticism. His contribution to these various forms of Marathi literature is significant. He discarded the traditional technique of story writing, where the writers gradually led the readers through an increasing sense of anticipation and ended by providing a surprising twist. Rather, he provided a genuine experience of life through his stories. Sometimes he depicted the conflict in the occurrences in the external physical world, while at others, he narrated the emotional turmoil behind those occurrences. At times, he followed the intensely complex relations between the known emotions and the unknown mysterious intentions underlying human behavior. At times, his writing portrayed a person's feelings, while at others, it revealed the collective behavior of a society. In the very first story of this collection, called Bitter and Sweet, he depicts how individual members of a joint family living under one roof experience happiness or sorrow depending on their status in the family. The narrator of this story is a young bride. She is happy because her husband is kind and is an earning member of the family. But her elder sister-in-law is a widow and has to endure hardships without complaining. She is humiliated by everyone because of her dependent status, and her son has to face neglect and hatred. The cunning wife of the narrator's simple-minded brother-in-law knows how to serve her own purpose, while her mother-in-law is openly partial to her youngest son. The cousins of the narrator's husband even steal money from the house. While all these characters seem to behave according to their inherent nature, Gadgil shines a brief light on the endless cycle of joy and sorrow that each of them experiences. Pigeons is a story about two young siblings. The older brother is misbehaved and spiteful because of ill treatment by his father. His deliberate bad behavior invites punishment and beatings at home and at school. His younger brother, who adores him, is deeply hurt by this and tries to save him to the best of his capacity. The tragedy arising from an ill-tempered father and helpless mother and grandmother creates deep impact on the children's minds. Gadgil portrays an emotive picture of the state of their mind in this story. The protagonist of the story, Moonlight on the Lake, is analyzing his own emotions. He loves his wife deeply but has never expressed his feelings to her. In fact, he has often hurt her by his behavior. So he wonders why she still loves him so much. The story Rotten People is about the tenants of a building. When the city is ravaged by factional riots, a footwear shop opposite this building is being looted. The residents of the building gather in the balcony to watch this incident. Through their conversations, Gadgil paints the picture of their constricted life because of circumstances, their stunted minds, and their hopes which are never fulfilled. In the story The Tired Moon, a family is traveling by train. The woman in this family is a mother of 3 children. She is frustrated by this responsibility at a very young age and by a husband who does not care for her feelings. Gadgil skillfully reveals the turmoil in her mind through her sensitive portrayal. The protagonist, Mr. Chitale, in the story The Unfurled Sail, is an extremely good-natured soul. Normally, Mr. Chitale took for granted that the other person is good at heart. As a result, he never noticed the insults he received from such persons. You would have noticed that the themes and form in each of these stories is different, and so is the style of writing. The world of life experiences portrayed in Gadgil's short stories is vast and varied. It has characters like the newly married young woman who empathizes with her distressed sister-in-law but who is not mature enough to help her out of it. It has Gharu Anna who takes secret pleasure in watching someone else's shop being looted. It has workers mechanically working in the mills. It has a pervert father who draws a sadistic pleasure in hurting the feelings of his young son. There's an aunt who is fed up of her meaningless life and entertains herself by hurting others. There's a Sudhabai who is hungry for publicity. It has a Mr. Chitale who devotes his life for the welfare of others. There's the middle-aged Bai Sahib who struggles to protect her feudal estate and honor and who doesn't hesitate to give up morality at times. And there's Janki Bai who is unable to let go even on her deathbed. Through precise choice of words and concise descriptions, Gadgil depicts the struggles of these characters. Gadgil's language too is lively and capable of depicting authentic life experiences. Gadgil did not follow the set rules of language used for fiction. He did not use the language that describes emotions and incidents in a pretty manner, or the language adorned with embellishments or deliberately made dramatic. He maintains an organic relationship between the language and the experience it is describing. He explores his own process of writing in his story The Tale of a Writer. He is well aware of the power and limitations of the language. He feels that the medium of language is more powerful than the medium of expression used by an artist or a sculptor. Yet, he is sometimes annoyed when words fall short of meaning. He is disheartened that words cannot precisely capture the stars in the eyes, the twist in the voice, or the shade of a color in the sky. I am going to destroy this entire language. I must create a new language of my own. Even the minutest shade of meaning should not escape from the grip of words, he writes. Gadgil's short stories effectively convey the awareness that human experience is complex and multi-layered. A rich world of feelings and inspirations exists beyond the emotions revealed through a person's actions. To unravel this world, Gadgil used the stream of consciousness technique in some stories like The Tale of a Writer. On the other hand, he used the technique of farce or absurdity in stories such as To Tell the Truth and Man, Fairy and Tortoise. Look at this paragraph. There was a fairy. She was so tiny. Her body was as light as a feather. She would float away anywhere with the wind. She wore clothes made of butterfly wings, and her imagination was just as colorful. She would wear the dark glasses of empathy out of fashion and painted her lips red with the blood of animals. She carried gold coins in her purse and the umbrella of power under her arm. She read the mysteries of death in her spare time, and she walked wearing high heels of love and hate. This fairy seems like the destiny who is untouched by the joys and sorrows of human beings. She then torments a tortoise that is steadily progressing towards its goal. She distracts a worker in a mill, and when his thumb gets severed by a machine, she paints her lips with his blood. She watches with amusement when a poor, hungry child eats puffed rice. She increases a rich man's greed for money and unexpectedly grants 10,000 rupees to a poor clerk and plants the seeds of desire in his wife's mind. Through stories such as these, Gadge created an awareness about the conflicting strains in life, the convoluted world of emotions, and the complex incentives behind human actions. We have with us today noted literary critic Nishikant Miraskar, who has translated Gadge's autobiography, The Mahabharata of an Ant, into Hindi. This translation has received the prestigious Gurudutt Award. Let's hear from him more about Gadge's short stories.
गंगाधर गाडगीळ हे आजच्या नवकथेचे एक शिल्पकार मानले जातात. नवकथेविषयीच्या वादात त्यांच्या कथेला सर्वात जास्त वादग्रस्तता झेलावी लागली. अनाकलनीय मनोविश्लेषण, विकृत मनोवृत्तीचं चित्रण, अचाट कल्पनाविलास इत्यादी आक्षेप त्यांच्या कथांवर घेतले गेले. पण गंगाधर गाडगिळांची कथा समजून घ्यायची असेल तर त्यांचं व्यक्तिमत्व समजावून घेणं आवश्यक आहे. त्यात खेळकर लेखन शैली बरोबरच काव्यात्म वृत्तीही आहे. बेडर प्रयोगशीलता, स्तिमित करून टाकणारा आंतरविरोध, अद्भुताचा आश्रय आणि अनुभव समृद्धी हे यांचा प्रत्यय गाडगिळांच्या कथातून येतो. त्यामुळं गाडगिळांच्या कथांचा घाट निराळाच झालेला आहे. त्यांची लेखनशैलीची हातोटी मोठी मोहक आहे. त्यांच्या कथांमध्ये विविधता असली तरी मध्यमवर्गीय परिस्थितीमुळं आणि जीवनातल्या यांत्रिक चाकोरीमुळं दडपलेल्या भावनांचं चित्रण ते प्रामुख्यानं करतात. हे चित्रण अत्यंत परिणामकारक असतं. किडलेली माणसे, दुबळा, वारा भरलेली शीड, सुखी माणसे यासारख्या कथांचा यामधून असं चित्रण आलेलं आढळतं. विकृतींचं दर्शन ते अतिशय हळुवारपणानं घडवतात. अंतर्मनाचा कानोसा घेतात. लहान मुलांच्या अंतर्मनाचाही त्यांनी असा कानोसा घेतलेला आहे. कबुतरे, घरातला चोर, श्यामचे गुपित या अशा कथा सांगता येतील. निवेदनातल्या तपशिलाची आवड हा गाडगिळांच्या लेखनशैलीचा एक महत्वाचा विशेष आहे. निरीक्षण शक्तीबद्दल त्यामुळे त्यांच्या निरीक्षण शक्तीबद्दल कौतुक वाटतं. अर्थाची अनेक वलय त्या तपशिलातून निर्माण होतात. कथा अत्यंत समर्पक शब्दरचना हे त्यांचं आणखी एक खास वैशिष्ट्य आहे. एखादं भव्य तत्वज्ञान त्यांच्या कथातून उभं राहतं. मृत्यूचे संजीवन ही कथा त्या दृष्टीनं लक्षणीय आहे. तर तलावातले चांदणे ही ती कथा काव्यात्मतेच्या दृष्टीनं महत्वाची आहे. उत्प्रेक्षा हा अत्यंत गाडगिळांचा आवडता अलंकार आहे. या उत्प्रेक्षा अशी एकरूप असतात. गंगाधर गाडगीळ हे एक प्रयोगशील नवकथा लेखक आहेत. नवकथा म्हटली की तिचं शिल्पकार गंगाधर गाडगीळ हेच नाव आठवतं. दोन्ही अगदी अभिन्न आहेत.
I hope you will enjoy reading Gadgil's short stories that enriched the world of the modern Marathi fiction. We shall meet next to discuss a novel that shines a light on hedonist tendencies. Until then, keep reading.